Hi guys, Artiar here. So for this video is about who should you summon for the current patch Esper and the upcoming patch Esper. So the current patch one we still have on the banner is gonna be Elif, Valeria and Liam. So for Elif, she is a very strong Esper. She is the meta changing for PvE content. If you're chasing for PvE leaderboard or you're chasing for Falsetto Fantasy high score, Elif is a must get, but she have to be R6. This is the biggest gap thing for Elif. Like, she have to be R6 to make her strong, or else I would recommend you guys to skip her until maybe in the future content when you feel like you want to get Elif for the more focus on PvE content now, then you can go for Elif. But if you are a player who more enjoy PvE content and don't really enjoy PvP that much, Elif R6 will change your whole game content. It will definitely change your Falsetto Fantasy, Dislyte Land, Andras, or maybe APEP as well. Elif is a game-changing Esper for PvE, only for PvE. PvP, not really in my opinion. But so if you can't get R6 Elif, then don't get. Because R0 to R5, I don't think there is too much of a big difference. Okay, then the next one is gonna be Valeria. So Valeria, in my opinion, is a good DPS. It's a very good DPS for Falsetto Fantasy. Not the top meta PvE DPS, but it's good there, and also good for Dislyte Land. But if I have the Wishstone, I won't be consuming them for Valeria, because there's a lot more other DPS that is better than Valeria in my opinion. Okay, then Liam. So Liam, if you really want to boost your Sonica team score, R6 Liam really makes the difference. It will definitely boost your Sonica team score like crazily high as long as you hit the R6 Liam. So if you don't want to hit the R6 Liam, and should you get Liam, I would say the reso for Liam, if you really want to stop, is at R2. Because the R2 effect here will make Liam attack ignore 30% of the target defense, which basically increases DPS. So he can be a support Esper and also be a DPS at the same time. And Liam can be used in anywhere other than Falsetto Fantasy. He can be used in Andras if you really want. He can be used in Chronos. He can be used in Dislyte Land. He can be used in PvP content. He can also counter Ana. And also a defender Esper. So Liam value is pretty high. So if you don't have Liam, you can consider getting him one copy from the Wish selection banner. Then you can have the offer from the banner here. So you can go for maybe R1 or R2. But R0 already usable. R2 just makes his DPS even higher. So this is for Liam. Then the upcoming patch one. So this is in PTR server, right? So the upcoming patch one, this is the first week of the raid up. Okay, so we're gonna have Osana, we're gonna have Ethan and Phantom Sister. So let's look at the Osana first. But Osana is gonna last for the whole patch, so you don't have to rush for Osana. So Osana at early preview, early impression for now, because I think she have the potential, but I don't think she will change the PvE meta. Okay, first thing, I think Osana is a PvE Esper. I don't think Osana is a PvP. From my impression, okay, from my impression, I think that she's a PvE Esper, but I don't think she's able to change the PvE meta. But she's gonna be a very strong DPS. But the current meta in the PvE is either Embla, or either Slon, or either Elif R6, something like that. So meta wise, we already have a pretty consistent DPS, and Osana is also a DPS, but more towards the bleed and either from her new passive buff, the Phantom Pain. Phantom Pain is a very strong debuff. So I won't comment too much of Osana, because I think I need further testing when she really go live to our server with my own equipment. I'm going to try Osana at Falsetto Fantasy and Dislyte Land and see if she's going to change any of my current teammate. But at least for now, my impression is skippable. She is very strong as a DPS, but she has a lot of her faults, downside as well. So in my opinion, I would just say skip her for now, unless I tested her on our global server and she changed my impression, or else I would say skip for now. Then Ethan here, if you still play speed meta, you can go for R2 Ethan. If you don't play speed meta anymore, then you can skip Ethan. Doesn't really matter too much for this part. Then Phantom Sister, if you really want to play Phantom Sister, because Phantom Sister is pretty good for PvP as well. It's pretty good for PvE, like Falsetto Fantasy or Desolate Land, because of the speed leader Falsetto Phantom Sister able to provide, and also when she goes until R2, she is able to provide some healing. It's a good reso to get at R2. I don't think R6 you really need to go for it, because there's other Esper to spend your Wishstone. But in my opinion, Phantom Sister is also a skip. Not worth to spend your Wishstone on them unless you have the other Esper R6. Alright, then the next one is Lien. So I think Lien is most of the Esper that is one of the Esper rate up that player has been looking for. Cause Lien is gonna be very strong in PvP. Is one of the meta healer Esper, still one of the meta healer Esper. After like Lien release until now, it's been so long. Like even though there's a like Yamato Divinate now kind of works like Lien because as a passive healing now, but why Lien is still being so strong is because her bubble, the dream bubble here. So dream bubble will make all the enemy miss rate plus 25%. So this 25% of miss rate basically might actually make your team change the whole battle. So let's say your team is full of immunity, and then when Tolan want to dispel the immunity bar, then because Tolan got affected by the miss rate, so the chance to dispel the immunity is lower. It's not guaranteed to not dispel, it's just that it will lower. And also the healing and also the revive from Lien is still a very good PvP Esper. So I think if you have the Wishstone for Lien and you really like Lien compared to Sakura, then you can go for Lien. But Lien R6 is mostly used for PvP content. Mostly used only for PvP content. Then the next rate up for the second week is gonna be Armored. So Armored here, I would say you can just skip Armored, because to be honest, nothing too much to say about Armored. It's really good, to be honest, just that we have better option. And if we really want to spend Wishstone, we won't spend on Armored. Armored wise, R0 is already usable. The rest of the reso here don't really changes too much for the content, at least for now, because we have a better replacement for Armored now, or there's no content for us to actually use Armored at the moment. Okay, then for the third week, we're gonna have Sakura. So I think Sakura is also the Esper that a lot of players is looking for her rate up. So a lot of players have been comparing Lien and Sakura, like who should they go for, right? So Sakura is definitely one of the best Esper at R6. R4 is also good. R6 is even better because of her stats boost. It's gonna benefit for PvP and also PvE. Not to mention Sakura is also a defender. It's one of the main core Esper for a Wuyu team. Wuyu have a lot of counter now, but doesn't mean that Wuyu is useless now. Wuyu is still the meta team. So Sakura is playing a very important role for a Wuyu team. Because of the damage reduction, because of her healing, the defender role, the stats boost she's able to provide, and also the damage boost from her R4 effect here she provides. She's the meta Esper and also usable in PvE content. So in my own opinion, in Wishstone wise, you should actually go all in for Sakura. If you really like Sakura's kit and also want to play Wuyu team, and also want to be stronger in PvP content and at the same time for PvE as well, I think she benefits both sides, so you can actually go for Sakura. Then the next one is Yuran. So Yuran is actually one of the best Esper for Probator Falsetto Fantasy, and the longer Yuran release in the game, the better Yuran is. Do you guys remember when Yuran released into the game? We are saying like Yuran is so weak, and the longer we play the game, the more value we actually find on Yuran. So the value from Yuran is actually the speed leader buff, the assist from S1, and also when he goes until R2, the CD reset for all flow Esper ability tree. So because of this R2 effect, you can actually use Yuran in Desolate Land as well, because you can spam assist, and then you have a speed leader buff, and also the CD reset, because in Desolate Land you're gonna pair Shimmer and Flow Esper. Then every single Flow Esper is gonna get benefit by this CD reset, such as Valeria, such as Slon, such as Chuyao. All these Esper that at their S3 can be reset will get benefit by R2 Yuran. So in my opinion, if you really want to get Yuran's reso, R2 is where you should stop. I don't think R6 matter, I don't think R4 matter. It benefits much, but not worth the Wishstone. So Yuran wise, if you want to get reso, R2 is where you can stop. Pretty much that's it. But Yuran is a very strong Esper for PvE content. It's not like we used to say Yuran is bad. No, Yuran is no longer bad, because the more we use Yuran, the more value Yuran actually have. Okay, so that's all for this video here about the who to summon video. So TLDR, for those players who actually skip until here, my final conclusion, I will recommend you to either go for Sakura or either go for Lien. This is my final conclusion for the rate up for the next patch one. For Osana, I'm still holding my opinion, because I think she is bad, but at the same time I think she is good because of her passive. I want to see like how much she can do in our current game global server first, then I can only give you the answer. But for now, I'll hold my opinion for her. Then the rest like Ethan, Fitter Sister, Ahmed and Yuran, I will say is skippable. And then for our current patch one, I would recommend you to at least get Liam R2, or if you have the power to actually go for it, you can go for R6 if you want to benefit the Sonica boost. Okay, so that's all for this video here. I hope this video actually helped those players who are still thinking who should you go for, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Special thanks for the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is JNMP, Rosas15, Mulkut Rajali, The Bluest Trelane, Cami, thank you so much for the support. And for the supporter and patron of Artiar, which is Louis Schneider, Agni, Code Wilderness, Wang Tamer, Ziggy, Kamaruki, Sunwaltz, Rimu, Shawnee, Von Hexa, Rawson Bessie, Antonio Winterspoon, Marlene Williams, Uncle Chat, Eric Mendes, Ewan Carraghan, Riku Freds X Iris, and Calamity. Thank you so much for the support. And that's not all. Also special thanks for the direct support on the live stream super chat for the latest 10. So special thanks to Amy, Calamity, Agni, Valento, Tay, Aisha, Code Wilderness, Riku Fred, and Choni. Thank you so much for the support, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.